Hey guys, welcome to Random Film Watch, a new show that's starting up as part of the Pop Culture Spread Network. I'm Jace, and this is a show where we're going to choose films randomly by a pretty easy random wheel that I've got, and then I'm going to talk about that film, go back and review that film, and then talk about it next week's show. It kind of gets confusing, doesn't it? Well, let's go to the rules page, and hopefully it'll clarify what this show is all about. So, if we have a look at the rules page here, there's 4 simple steps I will follow each week in doing this show. Number 1 is I will spin a random movie wheel. Now, the genre for that random movie wheel will be chosen on the previous show. Now, after I've chosen that movie, I'm going to talk about my initial thoughts and memories of the film that I chose. Number 3, at the end of the show, I'm going to spin something called the genre wheel, which will decide what the genre, what the format of next week's movie will be. And of course, once I've chosen that movie, I'm going to rewatch the film and do a new review on that movie on the following show. So look, rather than trying to explain it, it's probably better we just get into it. So let's move over to the wheel. Now, as you can see, I haven't chosen, this is not random, I've chosen, this is the first spinning wheel I'm going to do, and this is based on the DC universe. And as you can see, I've put 20 films on this wheel, which aren't all the DC films, believe it or not. There are actually a few I left off. So it's not as random as it, and hopefully as we go on, you guys might be able to pick a few, genres for me and come up with movie lists of things that you would want me to watch. So, but either way, this is the wheel. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to spin the wheel, and then we're going to randomly select one of those 20 films, and then let's have a bit of a chat about it. All right, so here we go. We're going to start the spinning process. We'll click on spin, and away she goes. Now, where it stops, no, I'm not going to say the next line, but when it stops, we'll have our selection for the next one. So here we go. I'm going to press spin again, and this will stop the wheel. Boom! I've just landed on the stinkers of all stinkers, Green Lantern. And this is what's great about this show, which is a bit of a hoot. Out of all those 20 films, that's not the one I would have wanted to watch again. But I'm stuck with Green Lantern, guys. So, and to confirm it is Green Lantern, let's have a look at the close-up just to make sure it is Green Lantern. There's not much I can do about this, except have a bit of a chat about it. So, what are my memories of Green Lantern? Besides being the obvious reaction that most people had to Green Lantern, I'm pretty well much the same. Made in 2011, directed by Martin Campbell, who famously known had directed Casino Royale and GoldenEye, so was a great Bond director. He'd had an opportunity to do a comic book franchise. Ryan Reynolds, who at that point had only been in X-Men Origins Wolverine, and they completely destroyed Deadpool at that point. So he was smart enough to go, look, this is an opportunity for me to make a bit of money, get into a franchise, a DC franchise, and away you go. The results are pretty horrid in many senses with this film. That the plot itself is not great. I mean, he is essentially fighting a giant poo cloud. That's the final battle, and I mean, it's not much of a villain. It just seems off. He's not allowed to be Ryan Reynolds as we know him. He's very much muted in this film. And because of that, we never really connect with Hal Jordan, which is the name of the main character. He's Blake Lively, his wife, who he met on the set here. She's horrible. She's absolutely woeful. And everybody is in this film, from Tim Robbins as well, to Peter Skarsgård's horrible in this. I mean, the list goes on. Only saving grace I remember from this film, and I haven't seen the film for 9 years, basically, is I remember the scenes on Oa and all that being quite good. I enjoyed it, and I really liked that. So, and some of the CGI characters kind of worked. We had the late Michael Clarke Duncan playing a role in there as well. It's going to be a tough one, guys, to have to go back and re-watch this film after all this time. But, excuse me, this is what the show is all about. And this is why I'm looking forward to doing it, is because I never know what I'm going to have to go and watch. So, Green Lantern, funnily enough, you would think this movie would be hard to find to rewatch, but it's over most streaming services, funnily enough. So it won't be a hard film for me to have to grab and do a review at the beginning of next week's show. So that's how it'll work. We've had a little bit of a chat about it. And next week, to begin each show, will be the review on this particular film, Green Lantern. Ouch. Alright, so now the only next thing we need to do is, before we kind of finish the show off as such, is firstly I want to talk about our social media. Obviously, Random Film Watch, this is the first real episode, and you'll be able to subscribe to the Random Film Watch channel directly at YouTube at Random Film Watch, and obviously Instagram as well. You can follow me on there, where I'll be putting up bits and pieces. On the other side, as you can see, the other side there, we've got obviously the links to Pop Culture Spread. Pop Culture Spread, I've been working with my colleague Rick for over 3 years on that channel now. Hundreds of videos on there. We really focus on trailer reactions, movie reviews. We have fun shows like the Top 5. What else do we do there? We do lots of really kind of cool things. So definitely, and of course, you can watch this show on the Pop Culture Spread channel as well. And yeah, just enjoy both kind of channels. And feedback's important, of course. I mean, we're not doing this in a vacuum. I'm not doing it in a vacuum. So I really want feedback. Let us know if you like, you dislike, all that kind of thing. So yeah, now that's basically it. But we can't finish the show yet with me clicking on the genre wheel. Okay, now the genre wheel's got a list of all different type of genres, from action movies to spy movies to buddy cop movies to a slew of other type of genres. So this is great because this will dictate what the movie wheel I will spin next week after the review of Green Lantern. So let's click on the spin button for this one. And here we go. See where it takes us. And I've put a lot of eclectic real specific kind of genres in there, not just general ones, to kind of make it a bit more interesting. So let's click on it and see what movie we're going to be spinning next week. Right, well, that's a borderline one, guys. I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit and just see. That's a deadline. There is no genre. I can't split that one evenly. So really, at the end of the day, I've got no other choice but to respin the genre wheel. Let's go again. Let's see what hopefully comes up this time. Here we go. Well, it's close again, but I think we have a definitive winner. And this one's going to be great because it's action heroes. So next week's movie wheel spin will be all about action heroes and movies that contain action heroes. That's awesome. I love it. Thank you, guys. This is the first ever app. The show will get into a rhythm now. Starting off next week with a awesome review of Green Lantern as I rewatch that. And I hope you enjoy, guys. And I'll see you next week.